Ladies and gents, I'm Papa Smoke and welcome to another House of Smoke video. Okay, so in line with our theme of protection for this month, where we're actually doing 50% off all protection works, and we'll also be doing a tutorial of different protection works each week. So in line with the protection tutorials and in line with the protection promotion and the theme of the month being protection, I thought I'd show you my cleansing and protection oil. It's also a good oil to use for Lave Tet, so let me explain to you what Lave Tet is. Layman's terms of spiritual bath, but in Vodou it's called washing of the head for a reason. You scoop up the water, you let it go on the crown, and you imagine the water dribbling down like with divine white light energy, pulling all the negative energy and all the nastiness and attachments and goo off you into the water ready to go down the drain. When we do Lave Tet in Voodoo, we prepare a special bath for this, right? So this oil we're mixing today is good for Lave Tet, so cleansing bath. It's good for protection purposes, and we'll go over why. And it's good for cleansing purposes, and we'll go over why. Okay, so first of all, we need to purify our vessel. So I've got a small jar. I'm going to stick a towel on top. So purify our vessel and cleanse it out, because this oil needs to be 100% spiritually cleansed. So we need to make sure there's no spiritual resonance of whatever was in this first. What was in this is garlic. It's been washed out, clean, it doesn't smell like garlic anymore. But always cleanse out your vessel to make sure there's no spiritual resonance in there, there's no negative energy in there. Second-hand jars, sometimes you don't know where they've been, who they've been around, there could have been an argument and all sorts. So we cleanse them. Just while I'm doing that, to let you know as well, it's best to do this after you've had a cleansing bath yourself and cleansed your environment. I've had a cleansing bath just before this and I've cleansed my environment. It's best you do that first, so that you're completely cleansed, and you'll see why later on. Okay, so cleanse out the vessel. Once the vessel's cleansed out, we'll mix the oil. So first of all, we want frankincense. You see, in the Bible stories, frankincense and myrrh, you taught in school that Jesus was offered these because they're high value, just like gold was, but not at all. Frankincense and myrrh are actually extremely protective and cleansing oils, and that's why he was offered this. And gold has the spirit of prosperity, that's why he was offered that. So I'm only doing half a bottle of each because I'm using the rest for some work I've got on. Tight Yorkshireman. So that's frankincense, and this one is myrrh. And then we're going to use rue. This is triple XL strength rue, which means it's pure. It's very strong. So we've got half a bottle of that in there too. Now the next two oils, this is what kind of ramp up the protection. You see, frankincense, myrrh and rue. Frankincense and myrrh are incredibly cleansing. The very high frequency is the spirit of frankincense and myrrh. Which means it chases off things from the lower astral, darker entities, darker intentions and stuff that are generally of a lower vibrational frequency. Rue itself, it resonates with high vibrational frequency. It is sort of high vibrational frequency itself, but rue has an added bonus. Rue traditionally removes attachments. So this is why it's good for a cleansing bath, this is why it's good for cleansing, and this is why it's good for protection. Do you get me? Because these two are cleansing, that one removes attachments, So the next one, we're going to use some anti-hex. So this is an oil I have prepared. It removes curses and hexes and jinxes, anti-hex. So now you can see where the protection part of it comes in. But also, this is also part of the cleansing part, because if you have been cursed, hexed or jinxed, this will remove that, hence cleansing that influence out of your aura. And then another one I have made is Fiery Wall of Protection. Fiery Wall of Protection is great. This is what seals it as a protection oil. It helps you stay protected and stuff like that. So once we've got that in, we're going to put the lid on. We're going to give it a good mix around. Right, we've given it a good mix around. Yeah. And now we charge it. Yeah. I mean, usually the spirits of these oils and the high vibrational frequencies and the spiritual effects of these oils are good enough on their own to work for Lave Tet, to work for cleansing, and to use for protection magic and things like that. Yeah. Right. But I like to charge it. So we use the universal energy here. Some people call it chi, some people call it reiki. It's known as the name in voodoo, the universal energy field that flows through us and through everything. Yeah. So by the power of the earth, by the force of the fire, by the inspiration of the air, and by the virtues of the water, I call upon the universal energy to charge and empower this mixture for the purpose of protection, cleansing, and banishing anything evil. Let the energy flow. Let the energy flow. Let the energy flow. Now, you energy healers out there will notice what I did there. To a lot of people, whether it's Kundalini, Prana, Reiki, whatever, they usually invoke the energy flowing through you, yeah, with some sort of prayer or statement at the beginning. And then they usually say something like, let the energy flow 3 times. Right now my full body is tingling because the energy of the universal energy is flowing through me. I'm also a level 3 Reiki master, so it's quite easy for me to summon up positive energy. And the visualization we're looking for on this, ladies and gents, is for you to breathe in white light from the universal energy, from the universe around you, yeah? And then hold that in your heart chakra, and then channel it down through your right arm into this, and you're filling it up with bright white light. And you set the intention in your mind: cleansing, banishing, protection, yeah? Now, I'll charge this up more off camera, but you don't want to be sat here listening to me heavy breathing and watching me meditate like an idiot. Any questions, feel free to ask. Now, you can mix and match different protection oils and different protection ingredients for different intentions and like more bespoke needs. However, yeah, what you've got to be aware is when you're mixing stuff, you need to make sure the ingredients are harmonious with each other and harmonious with the intention. Yeah. Now, there's another kind of mixture you can make called a power bath. Yeah. So instead of adding Fiery Wall of Protection and anti-hex, I could have added my frankincense or myrrh and rue for like a cleansing aspect. Yeah. And then I could have added something like, in terms of a power bath, maybe lavender if I wanted to do domination, or if a power bath, or a love power bath, or patchouli or millionaire oil if I wanted to do a money power bath. Yeah. Power baths are slightly different to cleansing baths. They're baths that you use for a specific intention, and we'll prepare those in another video. This has been how we make a cleansing and banishing in that oil. Yeah. You just mix those ingredients together and channel bright white light, like divine energy into it. Do you remember when I said earlier you need to be cleansed and everything before you do it? That's exactly what I meant earlier, because it's easier and you get much cleaner energy and you get much better result and a much more potent oil. I'm Papa Smoke. Don't do anything which I wouldn't do, which ain't the right lot. Peace.